As of today, the Venture X card is officially losing all of its lounge access for its authorized users and guest access for whenever the primary cardholder goes to one of the Capital One lounges or Priority Pass lounges, making this the biggest devaluation of the card ever. I just got this email today and I'm going to read from it. Beginning February 1st, 2026, additional cardholders will not automatically have airport lounge access, and this includes Priority Pass and Capital One landings. Primary cardholders will now have to pay $45 per guest rather than the 2 free that we got before. For Priority Pass guests, you now have to pay $35 per guest rather than the 2 free that once again we got before as well. This is a huge downgrade, especially if you travel with your partner or your family. You can now no longer get your guests to go in for free. You have to pay for them now. The crazy lounge access is really what made this card special in my opinion. Before this change, we originally got 4 free authorized users, and each of those authorized users get their own unique lounge access and their own unique Priority Pass membership. That means with one primary card user with a Venture X card, you would get 5 cards that would give you lounge access, and each of these 5 members got 2 free guests, and 5 times 3 gives you 15 people that you could have gotten to the lounges with just one Venture X card. And that's what made this card so powerful, is that they were so generous with their lounge access, and they just completely took that away from all of us. Now, instead of 15 people that you could bring to the lounges, you can basically just bring in 1 on the house from Capital One, and that is a big blow. Now, they took a page out of Amex's book, and if you spend $75,000 on your card, then you can unlock guest access, which is just, no one's gonna pay $75,000 on their card for this. Now, this just sucks for me because I have all of my authorized users maxed out. I have 4 authorized users, and they really do enjoy the Venture X, the Capital One lounges, and the Priority Pass lounges. So to take that away from them is a huge bummer. I really do like sharing travel benefits with my friends and family. Now, I think getting rid of the free authorized users is understandable. I get it. It must cost a lot. But to get rid of just the basic guest access, in my opinion, it's such a big blow. Like, I don't get to bring in my wife anymore to these lounges, and I love the Capital One lounges, but I am not paying $45 to get just what I got for free in the past. So apparently these changes won't happen until February 6th, 2026. But after that, is this card gonna still be worth it? Well, let's take an objective look at all the main benefits and the value that you get from the card and see if it's still worth that $395 annual fee. Now, the card has an annual fee of $395, but right off the bat, they give you basically $400 in travel credits. You get $300 in travel credits for the Capital One travel portal, and you get 10,000 anniversary miles, which if you value it at 1 cent per point, gives you $100. $100 plus $300 gives you $400. So basically, you net positive $5 right off the bat. So even with the devaluation, it's not like you're losing money for this card. You're still net positive $5, which it's not a good reason to keep this card, but we'll go over the other benefits. Now, you also get access to the Capital One travel portal, which objectively is the best travel portal in all the credit card game because simply you can price match. So Capital One has something called the Premier Collection or the Lifestyle Collection, and this is basically when you book a hotel with their hotel partners, you get free benefits like a free $100 or $150 food credit or spa credit. You get free breakfast every morning at one of the restaurants on the property. You get early check-in, 4 p.m. late checkout, and sweet upgrades, which is amazing. It's all on the house from Capital One. Now, the reality is you're really paying for these upgrades because they inflate their prices per night. For example, something that you find on the travel portal will be like $200, but if you look on Google or Expedia, that would only be $100 because they basically put the cost of all the upgrades into your stay. Now, this is where price matching comes in. So if you look up your same property, same date, same room, and you look it up on Google or Expedia and you find it for cheaper, well then Capital One will actually reimburse you the difference. For example, let's say I booked a room for $200 here and I found that exact same room for $100. Well, they would give me $100 back in travel credits, not in actual cash, but in travel credits for the next time you book on Capital One Travel. Keep in mind that $200 booking actually still has all those upgrades. I still get the $150 spa credit. I still get the free breakfast every morning. I get the early check-in, late checkout, and suite upgrade. And I'm still basically paying the same price as what I would find on Google or Expedia. Therefore, those upgrades are truly free. Now, Capital One also comes with a feature called Capital One Dining, and no one seems to know about this feature, but it is a pretty broken feature. You basically get free food if you can find certain bookings. Basically, you go to the Capital One Dining section on your app, you look up the city that you're in. This is only unfortunately for major cities. Here's a list of all the major cities that Capital One Dining is in. And basically you find these bookings that have this little yellow border or a yellow star on it. And these are called exclusive bookings. And when you get this booking, you get free drinks, free appetizers, and free dessert, depending on which restaurant you go to. For example, here's a restaurant in LA called Rosso Blue, and this is one of my wife and I's favorite pasta restaurants. Basically, we booked this through Capital One Dining, and we got 2 free mojitos. We got a bruschetta salad, I think, and we got a homemade gelato, vanilla bean gelato with balsamic vinegar and stuff. It was crazy, and that was the first time we used it. We used it 3 to 4 more times now, and it even works with larger groups, by the way. So if you have a friend gathering and you want to just get them free stuff, Capital One Dining is the choice for you, as long as you can find this exclusive yellow booking. This is probably my second favorite benefit behind the Premier or Lifestyle collection, because who doesn't like free drinks, free appetizers, and free dessert? I mean, it really does make our date nights special. Now, you also get transfer partners with Capital One, and they have pretty good transfer partners. And this is where you can book business class flights for ultra cheap. So if you really value business class or first class flights, this is gonna add tons of value to your card. For example, they have one of my favorite transfer partners of all time, Cathay Pacific. Here's a flight that I have found from Seattle to Tokyo, which everyone wants to go to right now. One-way business class that would only cost you 50,000 Asia miles or 50,000 Capital One miles after you transfer them out to Cathay Pacific. Now, generally, this flight from Seattle to Tokyo would cost you $5,234.70. $5,234. That's insane. And instead of paying $5,000, you could just pay 58,000 in Capital One miles. So if you value business class flights and you really think they elevate your travel, this is definitely going to be a benefit that pays for the card for years to come. It literally doesn't even matter if you have any of the benefits taken away. As long as you could transfer your points to different partners and book a business class flight, you get everything you need, basically. Now, you also get really generous multipliers. You get 10 times points on hotels and car rentals booked through the Capital One Travel Portal. You get 5 times points on flights booked through the Capital One Travel Portal. And you get a baseline of 2 times points on everything else. My main draw here is going to be that 2 times points on everything that's non-category. So that means when I buy this shirt or when I buy this watch or this mic or this table, instead of earning 1 times points, I can now earn 2 times points, which is very generous. You also get really amazing protections. This is a Visa Infinite card, so you get the Visa Infinite protections, and Visa protections are the best. You get things like car rental insurance, trip cancellation insurance, baggage delay insurance. The list goes on, like no foreign transaction fees. This card has really powerful protections, and it does save you a ton of money, especially auto rental collision damage waiver, which is car rental insurance. Man, car rental insurance is a scam. Literally, it costs more for the car rental insurance than it does for the actual car when you rent it out. So what you could basically do with car rental insurance from your credit card is decline that and not pay that ridiculous $40 a night fee for the car insurance. It's going to be on the house from Capital One. Now, you'll also get lounge access to the Capital One lounges and the Priority Pass lounges. But as we talked about today, your authorized users now don't get any lounge access whatsoever. You can't bring any guests in unless you pay a $45 fee. And if you want that same lounge access that your old authorized users could get, you now have to pay $125 for a lounge access fee, which is just ridiculous. No one is going to be paying that. I guess they did this because the Capital One lounges are probably getting pretty booked right now. But in my experience, every time I go to a Capital One lounge, it's never really that booked. Like the one in Vegas or the one in Dallas, I just kind of go in and I could find a table pretty easily. So man, I just think it's so stingy that you can't even bring in 2 free guests anymore. At least just like 1 free guest, you know, just for you and your partner, but they just took that away completely. Man, they're just trying to milk you for all you're worth, you know? My wife and I really loved the Capital One lounges, but I guess we're not going to be able to go there anymore because I refuse to pay $45 for these lounges. I mean, they're great, but I mean, I have other lounge cards like the Amex Platinum, and that gives me priority pass where I can get a guest for free. So I'd rather opt in for a priority pass lounge than pay $45 for my guest to get into one of these Capital One lounges. So yeah, that just kind of sucks. And what sucks is that my 4 authorized users will now no longer get any access whatsoever to the lounges unless they pay that $125 lounge fee, which is just ridiculous. It's just so not worth it. And yeah, it sucks that they just stripped away like literally everyone but the card holders access. It's a really big blow to the card. So what is the verdict? Am I keeping this card? In all honesty, yes, I am keeping this card. The Venture X card is still pretty powerful even without the lounge access, and here's why. For one, the main benefits already net you $5 in positive value, so it's not like I'm losing any money by having this card. I literally get paid $5 to have this card because I will use those travel credits, so it is basically me getting paid $5 for this card. 2, Capital One Dining is just so powerful. I mean, it literally decides what me and my wife are gonna do for the weekend. We love trying out different restaurants here in LA or any big city. And so the fact that we can get free stuff from these places and allow us to just kind of eat like things that we normally wouldn't get and like get free drinks, it really is such a powerful benefit. 3, the Capital One Premier and Lifestyle collections are just amazing. The fact that I get to really truly get these upgrades for free, it really does add to our travel experiences. I mean, that saves us like an entire nice fancy meal every time we go to like a vacation. For example, I'm gonna go to San Diego soon and I get $150 in spa credits. That's like a free massage for one of us, and I get to just kind of have it like half off. And that's a huge benefit for us. And we can use the spa, and we get free breakfast, and we get late checkout and possibly room upgrades. So that's just a crazy benefit from the Capital One travel portal. 4, it has 2 of my favorite transfer partners of all time, Air France and Cathay Pacific. I like to use Air France for whenever I go to Europe, and Cathay Pacific for whenever I like to go to Asia. And literally I can find a business class flight for 50 to 70,000 Capital One miles. So this is going to be an extremely powerful benefit. I mean, I think last year I booked 4 business class flights, 2 round trip flights from LAX to Paris, and that only cost me like, I believe it was only like 160,000 Capital One miles, which is crazy because that would have cost me generally like $8,000, like $8,000 to $10,000 in value. So yeah, the fact that they have Air France and Cathay Pacific, this is still a major benefit. This is probably the main reason why I have this card. 5, I use that 2 times catch-all basically every day. I think it's a very generous multiplier, and why would I get 1 times points on like basically things that aren't travel or food when I could just get 2 times points? So things like my shirt, this mic, everything you see in this room, basically I used my Capital One Venture X card. So yes, the superpower of bringing 15 people into the lounges from 1 Venture X card is officially dead as of February 1st, 2026. Very sad day for the Venture X card. So is the Venture X card still going to be worth it after this change? I would say 100% yes, it still is worth it. And I think it's because of all those reasons I said before, like you get Capital One Dining, you get free food at your stays in hotels, you get to like price match, you get to book business class flights if you have enough points. Like it's still a really powerful card, even though they're being really stingy with the lounge access. The benefits are still way higher than what you pay for. So if you value free food, luxury travel, free upgrades, things like that, then this card is definitely for you. And if you could see yourself really benefiting from those, yeah, you'll get a lot of value from this card. So I'll still put my referral link down in the top comment of this video. Yeah, I still think this card is going to be worth it. So, and it does give you 75,000 miles just for having the card, for signing up for it after spending, I think, $4,000 in 3 months. So that's a great benefit. That's like a free business class flight right there just from signing up for the card. So yeah, I'll make sure to put it in the top comment and in the description of this video. I'm definitely going to be missing the Capital One lounges, but it's not the biggest deal to me because I still have the Platinum card and that gets me crazy lounge access. I get the Centurion lounges still, I get Priority Pass lounges still, I get Plaza Premium lounges, and I get Delta Sky lounges still. So the only thing is I'm just No more Capital One Venture X, no more Capital One lounges, I guess. So what do you guys think about the change? Is this gonna deter you from getting the card? Are you gonna cancel it? I would love to start a discussion here on the comments. I actually would really like to see what you guys think, and you know, if you guys are pissed off, you know, I kind of want to know everything that you guys are feeling right now. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video to be informative, and yeah, let me know what you guys think about this change. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Woo!